Hi guys, and welcome to Total Technik. In today's video we're working on the Audi RS6. This is the C5 platform, and we're going to be showing you how to do a air filter change. That's the obviously the air filter panel right here, the carbon fibre one. And being the RS6, of course, we have two air filters, one on either side. So before you undertake the work and you're actually ordering your air filters in, remember you do actually need to order two of those. So with that in mind, let's get stuck in. So with the front cover removed, the next stage is we need to remove the air box here. So what you want to do is grab yourself a Torx size 20, and you've got a series of screws all around the outside of this box. So get those removed and then we can get the lid lifted off. So with all of the screws removed, give it a bit of a wobble and very carefully lift the box up, and that's what we're left with. So with the lid removed, we can very clearly see the two air filters. We've got one right here, and as you can see, holding these in, we've got the four screws dotted around the outside, and these are a Torx size 25 this time. So what you want to do is just get these four screws out of the way, and then we can look at the actual air filter itself. So remove the four screws, and now you can just lift the air filter out like so. Okay, so looking at replacing this air filter, first thing to do, just before we get to that, is to have a little check inside this area here. So you've got a little bit of dust and sand and whatnot that's built up over time. And when you come to do this, you might find you have all sorts in there. So what you really want to do is get your vacuum cleaner in there and just trying to get rid of as much of the gunk as you possibly can before you refit the filters, just to give it a fighting chance to get it as good as you can from the offset. So get that vacuumed out, get that as clean as you can, and then we'll refit the new filter. So to replace the filter, I'm going to pop this one back in just for the sake of illustration. But you'll see they've got quite soft kind of foam edges to them, and when you come to put it back in, you've actually got to make sure that you get a very nice seal all the way around these edges. What you don't want to do is kind of accidentally catch something in that kind of manner, because obviously that can lead to an air leak or particulates getting through where they shouldn't. So what we'll do is when we refit this back in, I'm going to make sure that there's no bits of grit or grime on the top where it's going to be seated. I'm going to seat that in like so. Again, make sure I'm happy with it, make sure that it feels right all the way around, and then finally, when you think you've got it in the right position, you very carefully, and again this is where you want to make sure it lines up really nice all the way around. Just give it a good visual look around, make sure you're happy on all four edges, and make sure it looks right. Spend 30 seconds just making sure that you're absolutely happy with the way that's seated. That looks good. And then obviously once that's done, we can refit these four screws. Now a good idea whenever you're tightening things like this down is to kind of work in a diagonal pattern. So you see this is going to be my first screw down, and then what I'll do, rather than kind of come to this one, I'll go diagonally across. And kind of do it almost in a star pattern, and then when I come to the next one, and then I'll come diagonally across. So rather than pushing this edge in really tight on this edge by fixing these two down, which will lift this edge, if you kind of do it diagonally, you tend to kind of get a bit more of an even fit. So the key is when you put your first one in, don't do it over tight, just do it so it just touches, then do your second one, and then work all the way around all four, and then come back at the end and then tighten them when they're kind of already in position, if that makes any sense. So get it so they're just touching like that, and then again I'll do that one down, so it's just starting to take a little bit of pressure, and then diagonally across again. And what I'll do before I tighten these up, like so, again I'll just make sure that the filter looks like it's seated correctly, nothing's pinching, nothing's looking strange, and when I'm happy with that, I'll just tighten these back up. Again in the diagonal pattern like so. So that's it. So once you've changed both of these air filters and you're happy that they're definitely seated correctly, you can pop your lid back on, and that is your air filters changed.